Hello everybody, I am the Barangoat and welcome to the bi-weekly update for February 12th. And today is a very important day because we're going to be talking about the new Patreon page that we have, and it's pretty important what's going on here, so make sure you pay attention. First up, we'll talk about last time I proposed if you guys wanted to make your own bots to replace the AIs in BattleBots Reborn and Robot Wars Reborn. You guys loved it. I think one person maybe wasn't too fond of it, but for the most part, you guys liked it, so that's what we're going to do. So that'll start, I think I'll start integrating your guys' bots. BattleBots Reborn episode 71 and Robot Wars 41. That gives me time to work on more videos, get ahead again. Gives you guys time to work on your robots. And yeah, so I've got a couple rules that I've put here that I want you guys to keep in mind when you're building your bots. If you've already sent in a bot, like a couple of you have, I'll take a quick look over, and if there's anything I want you guys to change, or if I think I can quickly edit something, then I'll make it happen. What was that? I don't know. Is that outside? So, first rule, correct weight. Now, with component freedom, it is possible to make a bot that is over 800 pounds, kegs, whatever the fuck it is. So, I simply ask of you guys what the game normally sets for the weight class, try and keep it. Maybe for the lightweights we can increase it a little bit to like 275, that gives you more wiggle room to make a decent lightweight. But for middleweights, keep it 250 to 4, and heavyweights 400 to 800. We don't want anything ridiculous. Second rule, weapon stacking, because it's easy to make very powerful weapons by putting as many weapon motors as you want. We're going to limit to 3. I think that's a decent one where you can make a good enough weapon, but not something that's incredibly overpowered. Third, ram plate armor, because I feel like some of you guys are going to do that. I haven't really set a rule for this. I'm just going to judge it per each bot. Don't go crazy where every side of the bot has ram plates on it. If you use it for wheel guards, that's fine. If you put a couple in the front, if the bot's got a wedge or a flipper and you want a couple ram plates to protect it, sorry, Tito's playing with a toy, then that's fine too, but just don't go overboard. And when you send in your bot, I'll just take a look at it and tell you what I think. The fourth one is not also a concrete rule. It's about ground clearance. Just be kind. If you send in a lot of bots, don't make them all have 0 ground clearance. Somebody that does it a lot, Dom, the Seaborg, every one of your goddamn bots has no ground clearance. That's why in the Cup, Robot Wars Cup, Apollo and Mute was the most boring fight this channel has ever fucking seen. You can do it, but don't do it every single bot, you know, because we don't want a lot of those Apollo Mute battles. You can get it, if you can get it pretty low, knock yourself out. If you use wedges instead of having the chassis all the way touching the ground, that's fine. Just be kind, please. Alright, now the meat of what we're talking about today, our Patreon account. As many of you probably got the same email, YouTube has changed the partnership rules because of Logan Paul's dickhead ass. So now all the small channels ain't earning money no more. And it might not have been a lot, but for some of us it was pretty motivating to get that check every now and again, including for me, Sam, and Cole. One of the talks since that's all happened has been, okay, what do we do? We're gonna move past YouTube, and a lot of people I've talked to have created Patreon accounts. What is Patreon? If you've never heard of it, Patreon is another site like YouTube where you can create content. If you're a video producer, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, you can do stuff like you do on YouTube. The only thing is, for the viewer, it's paid subscriptions. So now, that sounds like a bad thing, but hold on a second, let me get through all of this. The amount you pay is determined by the creator. So, for example, on the Coleslaw on the Barangoat page, $1 a month, you get access to whatever videos we post that month, whatever I post in that tier. I'm going to try and do about 5 to 6 a month to start off, and then if the Patreon takes off, that number will increase. So, doesn't sound like a lot right now, but don't worry, it's still pretty good. The second tier we've created, because you can create as many as you want, is a behind-the-scenes tier for $2 a month if you chose to go for this. Not only will you get the 5 to 6 a month, but you're going to get behind-the-scenes videos of a video I'll do, hey, I'm building this bot, and I'm going to show you guys. And these I'll post when I do them. So, for example, I just built Sweet Revenge, and that is going to be on the Patreon. So you guys will know ahead of time what bots I'm working on and when they're going to be appearing, so you'll get a little advantage over some of the other viewers. And the third tier, because I'm not able to think of too many, for $4 you'd get early access to things like the Cup videos. So say BattleBots Reborn Cup starts on a Monday, well, maybe you'll get it on a Saturday. And then also live streams. I'll do random live streams of, I don't know, Rocket League, Call of Duty, FIFA, even just Robot Arena 2. Maybe you guys, if there's a chat feature, you can tell me what bot we're building. So like, you know how those stories go on like Tumblr where somebody makes a sentence, the next person makes a sentence, and the next person? We can do that with building bots, and we can come up with some pretty wacky shit, because we're wacky people. So those are the tiers, some other things that are going to be going on there. The Legends vs. Recreates series, it's only 2 episodes young on YouTube. I've already put those on Patreon, and you know what? I don't think many of you guys will mind if we just throw that over there. That'll be one of the things you can watch if you're at the $1 a month tier. Another thing that'll go, some BattleBots Dream Matches. Now, this one I was going to fully convert over, but that's not fair to you guys. You guys have certain matchups that you're dying to see. And so this way, some are going to be for free on YouTube, some are at the $1 a month Patreon tier. And it's just luck of the draw. If yours goes on YouTube, congratulations. And if yours goes on Patreon, come on, guys, you do it, right? Unbeaten Cup and Unbeaten Quest. So now this is another one that when an Unbeaten Cup comes out, I stop whatever our normal posting schedule is to show the Unbeaten Cup. So to kind of combat that, and it's not really an issue, but to fix that for the future, YouTube doesn't have to change its normal posting schedule. The Unbeaten Cup will just go on Patreon and do the same thing on Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, every time we have one of those. And then an Unbeaten Quest, that's another simple video that I can throw up on Patreon. So if a bot is going for unbeaten status, needs to win 6 fights, those 6 fights will be in a cute little video on Patreon. Again, those would be at the $1 tier though, and the Unbeaten Cup, if you go to the early access, maybe I'll just post them all on one day and you'll get to see it a little bit earlier. More for robotics, there's a new tournament I want to do, but I want to finish a lot of the other YouTube series first. I want to get Season 3 of BattleBots Cup done, I want to get FIFA done, I want to get Doki Doki done, just so I'm concentrating on less series at the same time. So I may not start this tournament for a long time, and I don't even know how I want to do editing for it yet. Yeah, so don't worry about that yet, but it's a big thing that I want to do, trust me. And then of course there's also going to be random games that get posted, so some of the times where Cole and I have a couple games of COD, a couple games of Rocket League or something like that, some can still go on YouTube, but then brand new ones are going to go on Patreon. So there is a reason to be subbed to the YouTube channel and subbed to the Patreon account, because you're going to see a bunch of different stuff. And beyond those main topics, there's a lot of other random videos that I have planned to post for YouTube, but hey, now I can just slide them all over to Patreon, because now I've got plenty of content waiting, and I don't have to, I'm kind of ahead, I have a safety net. Some of you will probably be wondering, why are you going to Patreon? Why don't you just stick with YouTube? Now, god damn it, Tito. Just ignore the bell in the background. Now, it's, I've said this before, it's not about the money. Money is not the first thing. The first thing we want to do with this channel is, have fun, interact with you guys, create some memorable content. The thing is, the money does help. I'm fortunate with the fact that I'm rehabbing for my knee, that I haven't had to work, but I'm gonna have to work pretty soon, and that's gonna take away time from working on videos. Sure enough, my safety net's just gonna dwindle down to nothing, and then videos are gonna take a lot longer to come up. It's gonna be very difficult. So if this earns money doing these videos, then maybe I only have to work part-time, 20 hours a week, and the rest of the time I can dedicate to working on videos to keep the Patreon or the YouTube growing, and it's gonna be huge for us in the future. So that's the information I've got on the Patreon. I really hope you guys go over there. There's a link in the description, or just go on there and type in our name. I'm sure you'll find it. Please at least just go for that first $1 a tier, everything. We'd really appreciate you guys coming over. And yeah, hopefully everyone that does, you'll get to see some kick-ass new content, because I got some big plans for this shit. We're gonna make this thing fucking great. And of course, all the stuff about building your bots for replacing the AIs. And that's all for today. I'm gonna go because Tito is playing with another toy and it's kind of loud. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys understand what's going on here, why we're doing all of it. And yeah, have a good day, everybody.